Which event do you think should make a comeback? Leave us a comment. Ever heard of Tug of War at the Olympics? Discover more forgotten events that will blow your mind. Don't forget to subscribe. At the turn of the 20th century, sculpture was part of the Olympic events. This work is by Walter W. Winans, who won medals in both sports and artistic competitions. Winans earned a gold medal in shooting and was also awarded for his sculptural creations, making him one of the few athletes to achieve this feat. However, the inclusion of artistic disciplines was later discontinued. During the 1900 Olympic Games in Paris, an unusual event captured the public's attention: the male carriage race. This competition wasn't limited to jockeys. It opened the track to postal carriage drivers, offering a unique dynamic compared to traditional horse races. There were also peculiar events that included various racing competitions: traditional cars, trucks, taxis, and even fire trucks. These races highlighted the enthusiasm for automotive potential during that era. And in this record, we observe one of the many unofficial activities of the 1900 Paris Olympics: hot air balloon races. Participants challenged themselves in competitions of distance, altitude, and duration, spread across 18 different events. In the same event, there was an unusual endurance competition among professional firefighters. Although unofficial, it highlighted the skills of these men and their physical prowess, celebrated with enthusiasm in the United States, where they were awarded gold medals. This event, part of a broader trend of including diverse and unconventional competitions, showcased the practical and heroic skills of firefighters beyond their usual duties. Although it did not become an official Olympic event, it reflected the period's fascination with showcasing a wide range of talents and professions. And it wasn't just the athletes, but also the horses, that showcased remarkable skills in unconventional competitions. Besides the traditional races, these animals participated in high jump and long jump events, demonstrating the intensive training they underwent. These competitions were a testament to the versatility and agility of horses, as well as the innovative spirit of the Olympic Games during that era. The events highlighted how the Olympic movement embraced a wide array of sports and showcased extraordinary talents, both human and animal. Pelota basca, a racket game similar to tennis, might not be the most well-known sport, but it was featured in 4 different editions of the Olympics. It made its official debut in the Paris Games of that year, showcasing a unique blend of athleticism and skill. Despite its initial inclusion, it eventually faded from the Olympic roster, yet remains a fascinating part of Olympic history. An event that would be unthinkable today also took place. For a brief period, pigeon shooting was included as an Olympic sport. That year, participants competed by shooting at flocks of released pigeons, with the shooter who downed the most birds winning the gold medal. This event generated considerable controversy and discontent among animal rights advocates, and did not continue as an Olympic practice for long. At the next Olympic Games, held in St. Louis in 1904, a peculiar event captured the public's attention: diving for distance. In this competition, athletes jumped into the water and measured the distance they could cover merely by floating, without performing any swimming strokes. This unusual event was part of a series of unique competitions that made the 1904 Games stand out, showcasing the diverse and experimental nature of the Olympic program at that time. There was also the one-arm weightlifting event, which tested strength and technique by allowing competitors to lift the weight with only one arm, while the other arm remained fixed behind their body. This event highlighted the incredible physical prowess and control required from the athletes, adding a unique challenge to the Olympic weightlifting competitions of the time. A quirky scene from those Olympics involved athletes jumping over a series of barrels, an obscure Olympic sport that tested the agility and dexterity of competitors at the time. This unique event was part of a broader trend of experimental sports introduced to showcase a wide range of athletic skills. While it may not have endured as a staple of the Games, It remains a fascinating example of the diverse and innovative approaches to competition in early Olympic history. Rope climbing was once an Olympic event. At the 1904 St. Louis Olympics, George Iser achieved the remarkable feat of winning the gold medal in this event, despite having a wooden leg. Iser was a notable gymnast and athlete, and his achievement was even more impressive given his disability. The 1904 Games were the first to feature rope climbing, a competition that tested athletes' strength and technique as they climbed a vertical rope without any aids. In addition to his gold in rope climbing, Iser also won several other medals in the same Olympics, showcasing his exceptional athletic prowess. And on Anthropology Day at the 1904 Olympics, individuals from non-European cultures were dressed in exaggerated versions of their traditional clothing and participated in events like archery for the entertainment of spectators. This event, intended to showcase cultural diversity, has been criticized for its racist undertones and the stereotypical portrayal of non-European cultures. Moving on to the 1908 Olympics in London, one of the most curious events was pistol dueling. Competitors faced off using pistols loaded with wax bullets. Safety was ensured by the use of these special bullets, which prevented serious injuries. The static high jump gained prominence as an Olympic event. Unlike the running high jump we know today, this variation required athletes to clear the bar from a stationary position without the benefit of a running start. This event tested the athlete's vertical explosiveness and technique, making it a unique challenge in early Olympic competitions. In Stockholm, 1912, Tug of War was celebrated as an Olympic event. Far from being just a childhood game, this competition, which spanned from 1900 to 1920, was about more than just strength. It also tested team spirit and strategy. Teams, comprised of up to 8 members from clubs and associations, competed to pull their opponents over a designated distance. The event showcased intense camaraderie and sportsmanship, as well as fierce rivalries. Despite its popularity, Tug of War was eventually removed from the Olympics after the 1920 Antwerp Games, but it left a notable mark on the history of Olympic sports. Do you think Tug of War should make a comeback to the Olympics? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. From 1912 to 1932, the Olympic Games featured literary competitions, promoting not only physical vigor, but also intellectual achievement. These competitions included categories such as drama, poetry, and essays on themes related to sports, the Olympic ideal, and culture. Pierre de Coubertin, founder of the International Olympic Committee, won the first of these historic competitions. He was a strong advocate for integrating cultural and intellectual development with physical training, believing that both were equally important. The inclusion of literary competitions in the Olympics was eventually abolished after 1932, as the focus shifted more towards athletic performance. Between 1912 and 1948, the Olympic Games also featured artistic competitions, where medals could be earned in various categories such as painting, drawing, and engraving. These competitions were designed to celebrate the integration of the arts with the athletic ideals of the Olympics. At the 1928 Amsterdam Games, John Jacobi won the gold medal for his drawing titled Rugby. This inclusion of artistic categories emphasized the Olympic commitment to cultural enrichment alongside physical excellence. However, these artistic events were eventually discontinued, with the focus returning solely to sports and athletic performance. Korfball, a mixed-gender team sport featuring 4 men and 4 women per team, made its Olympic debut in 1920 and appeared again in 1928. This unique sport, created in the Netherlands in 1902 by Nico Broekhuizen, emphasized gender equality and inclusion, which were quite progressive for that time. The objective of korfball is to score points by throwing a ball into a basket, similar to basketball, but with rules that encourage teamwork and gender parity. Despite its initial inclusion, korfball was not featured in future Olympic Games. What do you think? Leave us a comment. During the 1928 Olympic Games in Amsterdam, a now-forgotten event called the Military Patrol took place. This competition combined skiing and rifle shooting, with representatives from various nations gliding over snow and firing at specific targets. The military patrol was a precursor to modern biathlon events, which combine cross-country skiing and shooting. This event was discontinued after the 1928 Games, but it paved the way for the biathlon, which officially joined the Winter Olympics in 1960. At the 1932 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York, the sport of dog sled racing was featured. Teams competed fiercely for gold, gliding over the snow with the help of their trained dogs, showcasing the unique bond between humans and animals. Dog sled racing, also known as mushing, involved teams of dogs pulling sleds over snowy courses. This event highlighted the skill and teamwork between the mushers and their dogs. Although dog sled racing was part of the Olympic program only for the 1932 Games, it remains a celebrated sport in various winter sports events and competitions around the world. In 1963, a more modern winter sport emerged: motorized ski joring. Traditionally, ski joring involves skiers being pulled by horses. However, in this variation, skiers are pulled behind fast motorcycles, adding a thrilling twist to the sport. Motorized ski joring combines the excitement of skiing with the power of motorbikes, creating a high-speed, adrenaline-pumping experience. This adaptation showcases the evolution of winter sports and highlights how traditional activities can be innovatively transformed. Until 1972, tandem cycling was a prominent Olympic event, featuring two people sharing the same vehicle. This sport demanded incredible strength and perfect synchronization between the athletes to secure victory in the competitions. Tandem cycling was included as an Olympic event in 1900 and remained on the program until 1972, covering both road and track events. In track competitions, pairs raced on velodromes, where coordination and refined technique were essential for maximizing speed and efficiency. The final appearance of this Olympic sport was at the Munich Games in Germany. Leave a comment and let us know what you think about this event. Want to see more content about unique sports?